Hello and welcome to today's session of Yoga for Strength and Vitality. Stillness is the mood of Hatha Yoga. We use movement to get into the poses and then try to hold them with stillness in order to be able to notice what's going on in our minds and maybe able to let go of some of the thoughts that are going on in order to bring us back to the present moment. So that yoga is not just another thing we do when we get done. The goal is to harmonize and balance body, mind, and inner self. So stillness is very necessary in order to do that. Let's get started with gentle movements to warm up. Sitting cross-legged comfortably and rotating the torso, making circles with the torso. And you can close your eyes and just see what feels right for you today. Maybe moving faster, maybe slower. And the opposite direction. In case you hear some noise in the background, there's nothing wrong with your equipment. Our parking lot is being resurfaced and they're making quite a bit of noise outside. So I hope that doesn't come through to your house through the video. Let's rotate the shoulders forward, up and back with a little bit of tension in the shoulders and back up and forward. And then stretching the left ear to the shoulder, letting the head hang sideways. Chin is slightly up. And right ear to the shoulder. Chin to the chest, letting the head hang forward. And looking up to the ceiling, stretching the chin up. And making head and neck rotations, rotating head and neck. 3 to 5 times each direction. Ooh, opposite side. And let's inhale, bring the arms out and up, stretching up high. And with the exhalation into a twist, left hand behind your right hand to the outside of the left knee. Twisting, looking over your shoulder and looking back. Breathing deeply while you hold the stretch. And release into the center. Let's do the other side right away. Inhaling, arms up, stretching up high. And exhaling onto the other side, twisting, looking over your shoulder, looking back. And releasing to the center, pausing for a moment with your eyes closed. And opening the eyes, let's clasp the hands behind the back for Yoga Mudra with the inhalation, arching back. With the exhalation, bending forward, forehead towards the mat, lifting your arms behind you and holding the pose in stillness. Lower the arms onto your back. Release your hands, keeping your head down. Stay in the forward bend. Relax your shoulders. With the next inhalation, sitting up. Pausing with your eyes closed. And opening the eyes, bring your left hand down next to you and your right arm out and up with the inhalation, reaching up and arching above your head, bending your supporting elbow, allowing gravity to help you with that side stretch. Aiming to keep both sit bones connected to your mat, both knees in equal distance to your mat or to the floor. The inhalation releasing, with the exhalation moving on to the other side. Inhaling, arm up. And releasing as you inhale, sitting up straight, pausing for a moment. Opening the eyes, let's stand up. Starting with Tadasana. Tadasana is a great pose to start with because it makes us aware of our posture and adjusts our posture. So the feet are hip width apart, lifting the toes, fanning the toes out. And as you place them down, feel your weight is evenly placed on all four corners of your feet. You can cup your belly and your lower back, lifting up the front, pushing down the lower back. Then lifting arms up, palms facing up, and bring the arms back behind you. Notice your shoulder blades move closer to the spine. And then very slowly bring the arms down to the side. When the pinkies touch, turn the palms in. Notice your arms are hanging by the outer seams of your pants. And last but not least, two fingers at the chin, pushing the chin back, lengthening your spine with your head and neck, ears above the shoulders. Close your eyes for a moment. Make a mental note of your pose. Tadasana. Tada is mountain in Sanskrit. So this is a mountain pose. And it gets us into good posture and a pose or a posture that we should hold on to during the course of the day when we walk around, when we stand somewhere. Sometimes if you notice that you're slouching a little bit, rotate the shoulders forward, up and back, making sure the spine is straight and the shoulders are squared. From here, let's do 5 full yoga breaths. Inhaling through the nose. With the exhalation, bending forward, hands towards your feet. With the inhalation, rising up, bone by bone, coming up onto the toes into a V. And with the exhalation, moving down and forward. Timing your movement with your breath. And let's go one more time, stretching up, filling the lungs with oxygen, and coming onto the heels, place the palms to the chest, centric position, pausing with your eyes closed. For half moon pose, bringing your feet and ankles closer together. Unless balance is a challenge, then keep them apart. With the inhalation, lifting the arms up, left hand in front of the right, thumbs are locked. Stretching up, inhaling, exhaling onto the heels and sideways to your left. And use your left hand to bring that upper arm back, that right arm back by the ear. Keeping your right arm up where it is. Lower your left arm down. See if you're with your next exhalation, you're able to slide down just a tad bit further. Always stay within the limit of your comfort zone. And then bring that arm up again. And with the next inhalation, standing up straight, stretching on the toes as you reach up, exhaling onto the heels, arms down to the side, pausing with eyes closed. For the other side, inhaling, arms up again, right hand in front this time, stretching on the toes, reaching up, exhaling onto heels and sideways to your right. Keeping your left arm up, lower the right arm down. So you can slide down a little further, bending just a little bit more. And bring that right arm up again. And releasing as you inhale, stretching up, reaching up onto the heels, arms down to the side, pausing with eyes closed. And separate the feet nice and wide. Move into center unicorn pose, clasping the hands behind your back. With the inhalation, gentle arch back, looking up. With the exhalation, bending forward, lifting your arms behind you. And relax the kneecaps. Maybe there's a micro bend in the knees, don't lock them. Letting your head hang, lifting the arms up high. Keeping the head down, lower the arms onto your back. Sliding your hands down, placing hands on the shins right under the knees. And straighten your arms. Aiming to have the torso parallel to the floor, looking down. And take a deep inhalation here. With your next exhalation, sliding all the way down. Letting your head hang. If you can reach your feet, 2 fingers around the big toes, cap them with the thumbs for a mudra, which is an energy love. Lifting your head as you inhale, looking up. Keep breathing. And with the exhalation, lower down again. Keep your left hand on your leg or on your foot. Right arm up, looking up past your outstretched hand for triangle pose. Breathing deeply while you hold the pose in stillness. Bring your left hand on the floor in between your feet, about a half a foot or a foot forward. Both arms are straight, looking up again. And slowly lower your right hand to your right leg and lifting your left arm up. Placing the right hand on the floor in between your feet, looking up again. Gently untwisting. Let's clasp the hands behind the back one more time, lifting the arms up high, guiding your head down low. Take a couple of deep inhalations and exhalations, melting deeper into your pose. Lower the arms onto your back, hands to the waist with your inhalation, rising up slowly. Gentle arch back. And stepping your feet together. Arms to the side, back to Tadasana. If you notice your shoulders are rounded, rotate them forward, up and back, and relax, eyes closed. And let's practice balance. Let's do a balance warm-up where we place one foot exactly in front of the other. You can have your hands out in your peripheral vision. Your toes are touching your heel. You have a straight line with both feet. If you feel still enough, cross the forearms, place the opposite hand on the opposite shoulder. And let's switch feet. Opposite foot forward. Hands on your peripheral vision. When you're still, arms crossed, hands on the shoulders. And releasing, feet side by side. Take a deep breath or two. And we're getting ready for tree pose. Probably the best known yoga balance pose there is. Weight onto the left leg. Bring your right foot up, either inside your lower leg or inside your upper leg, or maybe even on top of your thigh. Whatever works best for you. Most importantly, having a focal point at eye level or above. Now, if you're a little wobbly, balance is a challenge. Keeping the hands out in your peripheral vision will help. If you can, place the palms to the chest. Now, if you would like to be a little more adventurous, bring the arms out and up above your head. As you reach up, pull the shoulders down, engaging the muscles of the shoulders and placing your palms together. I am calm, I am poised, is the affirmation. To release the pose, moving slowly, lower the palms to the chest if the arms are raised, releasing your foot. Pause with your eyes closed, breathing deeply. I am calm, I am poised. Moving on to the other side, weight onto the right foot, bringing your left foot up wherever you comfortably can, lower leg, upper leg, or on top of your thigh. Always stay with a variation that works for you, where you can hold the pose in stillness. If you'd like to raise your arms, go ahead. To release, lower the palms to the chest, lower your foot, pausing with your eyes closed. And opening your eyes, let's do another balance pose, the flying bird into a more challenging balance pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So from the center of the mat, placing the weight onto your left leg. And as you bring your right foot up behind you, bending forward, lifting your arms like a flying bird, its wings. Focal point is right down on your mat. And you can stay here a little longer, any arm variation that you like. You can also bring your arms back behind you or in front of you, or palms at the chest. For Ardha Chandrasana, bringing your left hand down on the floor, right hand to the waist, and then turning your body sideways, picking a new focal point, dorsiflexing that upper leg, and lifting your arm up. You want to release the pose, lower your hand, lower your foot next to the other, have a soft bend in your knees, placing the palms together, rising up with your inhalation, bone by bone, keeping the head down for last. Palms at the chest. You can double inhale, double exhale if you like. Double inhale through the nose, double exhale through the mouth. What we do on one side, we need to balance out on the other. So weight onto the right leg for flying bird pose. Lifting your left leg behind you slowly as you bend forward, lifting the arms out up to the shoulders. And for Ardha Chandrasana, the balancing half moon, bringing your right hand down, left hand to the waist. Shifting your focus. Lifting your arm when you're ready. To release the pose slowly, lower your hand. Letting your foot down. Bending your knees, placing the palms together, rising up bone by bone. Till you stand straight and still, breathing deeply. From the front of the mat, let's do jackknife pose. So feet are about hip distance apart, standing straight and tall. With the inhalation, lifting the arms up by the ears, stretching up on the toes, reaching up. With the exhalation, swan diving forward, keeping the back straight as long as you can. And then just hanging down, hanging forward in jackknife pose. You feel like movement, moving your head from side to side, getting all the little tensions out, up and down, side to side. You can hold onto your forearms or elbows. Just find a place in this forward bend that is comfortable for you. Take a deep inhalation and deep exhalation. Releasing your arms. So let's clasp the hands behind the back, lifting the arms up high, guiding the torso closer to the legs. Lower the arms onto your back, sliding your hands down. Place them next to your feet. Separating your fingers nice and wide and stepping back. Left foot back, right foot back. Or downward facing dog. So the feet are hip distance apart or closer together. The hands are shoulder width apart. And then stretching the chest towards the knees. Keeping the hips up at their highest point. And keeping your weight on your left leg. Lifting your right leg behind you. Bending that right knee, open the hip to the side. Keeping the supporting limbs straight and strong. And lower that right foot next to the other. Lifting your left leg up. Bending that knee, open the hip to the side. And lowering your foot. Holding the downward dog pose, make your adjustments. Find the pose that's comfortable for you to hold. Release the pose by placing the knees onto the mat, tops of the feet on the mat, pushing yourself back into extended child's pose, sitting on your heels, forearms, forehead resting on the mat. Breathing deeply. Come up onto hands and knees, placing the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Onto cat-cow, pushing the hands and the knees into the mat, rounding your spine. With the inhalation, sagging down and looking up. And a couple more times, exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, sagging down, looking up. And keeping your spine straight, looking down. Keep the weight on the left knee. Put your right leg up behind you. Then flex that foot, leading with the heel. And lifting your left arm. Either staying in this variation or reaching back, holding onto your foot or ankle, shifting your focal point to the front and lifting your leg up. Slowly releasing. Let's do cat-cow movement again, rounding your spine. With the inhalation, sagging down and looking up. And exhaling to a straight neutral spine. Now straighten your left leg, lift it up, leading with the heel and your right arm. You like reaching around, finding that foot, shift the focal point to the front and lifting your leg up. And slowly releasing. Let's do cat-cow again, rounding your back. With the inhalation, sagging down and then pushing yourself back onto your heels. Let's do frog pose. Right big toe over left big toe and separating the knees as wide as the mat or wider. Sitting on your heels, sliding your arms away, chest, forehead, forearms resting on the mat. Coming up onto hands and knees, curling the toes under, lifting back up to downward facing dog. Make your adjustments. Walking your feet towards your hands. Again, soft bending your knees as you place your palms together. Then rise up bone by bone. Pausing with palms at the chest. Double inhale, double exhale. And we'll move into warrior two. So separating your feet, nice and wide. Left foot out at an angle, bending your left knee, trying to keep that knee above the heel or above the ankle. So make adjustments that happens. Don't want to overextend the knee. Arms up parallel to the floor, looking past your outstretched left fingertips. And for reverse warrior, right arm down, left arm up, arching back. And allowing your left elbow to rest on your knee, or having your forearm pointing down towards the floor, opposite arm up. If you can, looking up past your outstretched hand. And bring the elbow onto the knee if it was down, and reaching around the back with the upper arm for the opposite hip or thigh, twisting, looking up. And releasing that arm that's behind you. Bring it up one more time, straight up to the ceiling, looking up. And with the next inhalation, using the strength of your core to move back up into warrior two. And straighten your left leg, toes forward, stepping your feet together. Arms to the side. Breathing deeply. For the other side, hands at the waist, separating your feet nice and wide. And now right foot out at an angle, bending your knee. Make adjustments with your back leg, arms up parallel to the floor and looking past your outstretched right hand. And reverse, back arm down, front arm up, arching back. And right elbow resting on the knee or thigh, or arm pointing down towards the floor. Opposite arm up to have a straight line from your arm into your torso, into your outstretched leg. And reaching around the back for the opposite hip, looking up. And releasing your arm, bring it down. Let's cartwheel both hands down to your right foot. And bringing the left knee onto the mat. Your right leg back, sitting in the extended child's pose. Forehead on the mat, resting for a moment. For Sphinx pose, sliding your forearms forward, keeping the elbows bent. Lower your torso onto the mat, then sliding your elbows back to your rib cage. And gazing straight ahead. You can slightly push your hands forward as if you wanted to stretch your mat. Engaging the muscles of your lower back. Let's also do cobra pose, so sliding the hands back under the shoulders, elbows are hugging your body as you push into the mat. Arching up, looking up to the ceiling. And coming up onto your knees, sitting down sideways, bringing your legs in front of you, lying on the back for some simple inverted poses. Pausing for a moment in Savasana. With your inhalation, you feel your navel rise. With the exhalation, you feel your navel fall. Deep, slow abdominal breathing. Then bring the arms close to your body or tuck your arms underneath your body with the elbows straight. Bring the knees to the chest. Lower legs up and rotating your feet and ankles. You can open and close your legs like scissors. Just warming up, getting your body used to be upside down. Holding this pose in stillness, just perpendicular to the floor. And with a little bit of movement, bringing your legs over your head, lifting your hips, supporting your hips with your hands for a simple inverted pose. Either staying here in the simple inverted pose a little longer, or moving your hands further up your back for shoulder stand. Moving into parallel plow. Lower the legs parallel to the floor. A pose of tranquility, bringing the arms up. The palms are cupping your knees. Elbows are in crease of thigh and torso. The weight of the legs is resting on your hands and forearms. If you like to move into a full plow, you can hold the parallel plow longer or the pose of tranquility. But if you want to do full plow, touching the toes down above your head, encircling your head with your arms like a halo. Put your closer, bending your knees by your ears. Bring your arms back behind you, palms and forearms flat on the mat. Moving back to plow or parallel plow. And if you'd like to do an advanced shoulder stand, perhaps clasping your hands behind you. And simultaneously lifting both legs back up to shoulder stand.
To come out, bend your knees. You can bridge out one leg at a time, counterbalance with the other. Or bending your knees really close to the hip and allowing your back to roll down bone by bone. Setting the feet down, keeping the knees bent, pausing for a moment, breathing deeply. And let's do bridge pose. So reaching down, bringing your feet and ankles closer to your sit bones. Knees are about hip width apart. Lifting the hips up and clasping the hands underneath, lifting one shoulder at a time. Tucking your shoulder blades closer together. And holding the bridge pose. Slowly lower the hips down onto your hands or arms. Moving into fish, straightening your legs, relax your legs. And arching the upper body onto your elbows. And letting your head rest back. Most of the weight's on the elbows. If you would like to do a strength variation, lifting the legs 45 degrees. Slowly releasing, lowering down. Make sure all the weight's on the elbows before you lift your back and let it rest down. Pausing, breathing deeply. For a supine spinal twist, bending your right knee. Left hand guides that right knee over to the left, rolling all the way onto the left hip. Bring your right arm with a straight arm arc across, looking over to the right. Slowly bring that right arm back to the knee, guiding your knee to the center, straighten your leg. And for the other side, bending your left knee, guide it over to the right. Left arm, moving over to the left. To release the pose. Bring that left arm back to the knee, guiding your knee to the center. And we'll conclude our postures with happy baby. So bending the knees, close to the torso, lower legs are straight up to the ceiling. Holding onto your feet, if you have very long legs, to your ankles and pushing the knees down. Stretching the inner thigh. Sometimes people like to gently sway from side to side, massaging the back. You also can hold the pose in stillness, stretching the shoulders at the tailbone to the mat. Slowly releasing your hold, lower your legs. Straightening your legs, getting ready for deep relaxation. So lying on your backs. If there's another movement you need to do in order to be complete, please do. Then getting into your deep relaxation position. Ideally legs straight, arms by your side, palms facing up. Take a deep breath or two, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Just throw the breath out, let it go, let everything go that holds you back. And let's begin deep relaxation by seeing, feeling, or imagining a soft white mist-like light entering your room. It moves towards you and gently surrounds your beautiful physical form. Invite this light to enter the toes of your left foot, toe by toe. Fills your ankle, lower leg, knee, thigh, and hip. Now guide this light into the toes of your right foot, toe by toe. Right ankle, lower leg, knee, thigh, and hip. Both legs are completely relaxed. Now guide this healing light into your torso, entering your abdomen, your stomach, your chest. Allow it to move deeper inside, moving up, encircling your beautiful heart, expanding out and filling your whole chest with healing white light. Now guide this light into your back, relaxing away tension from your lower back. Moving through the middle part, into your upper back, relaxing all tension away. This light now enters the fingers of your left hand, finger by finger. Left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder. Enters your right hand, finger by finger. Right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder. This peaceful light moves into your neck and throat like a wave flowing into your face, relaxing your jaw, filling mouth and lips, your nose, your cheeks. Enters your ears, touches your temples, moving into your eyes and into your forehead. This peaceful light moves inside your head, inside your brain, melting away thoughts and feelings. This light leaves your body through your head once more, surrounding you, expanding out and filling your room with your ease, expanding out further and leaving you. The peaceful light of consciousness moves through the city, over houses and trees, over oceans, mountains, and continents, into space, to infinity, keeping you completely relaxed and completely in peace. Enjoy the space. Enjoy.
Ah. Gently preparing to guide your consciousness back, tracing it back over houses and trees, back into your world, to your physical form. Energy and consciousness enters your head, fills your brain, moves down into your face, feel it behind your eyes, down your neck and throat, into your shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Vitalized energy and consciousness fills your torso from your chest, down into your stomach, to your hips, thighs, lower legs, feet, and toes. Moving fingers and moving toes. Wiggling fingers and wiggling toes. Making fists with your hands, double inhale, bring the arms up, double. Stretching and vibrate, double exhale, bring the arms down. Let's do that again, double inhale and tense. Double exhale, relax. And rolling over onto your side. Slowly but surely coming to the seated position. And as we slowly sit up, beginning to move, making sure we're fully back in our physical form, moving head and neck from side to side, perhaps make some circles with your face. The opposite direction. Twisting to the left and to the right. The hands on the shoulders, lifting the elbows, circling the elbows 3 times forward and 3 times back. And let's reach out and up, inhaling. And the exhalation, palms to the chest, pranam, centering position. Thank you for joining us today. And remember, the mood of Hatha Yoga is stillness. Keep that in mind when we practice. Namaste.